Hey, it's Nana. Welcome back. Today, I think we should talk about loss of urinary control and bowel control, which fortunately I did not have to deal with until like the last month of life. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I would say with my mother, it softly started a little over a year ago. There was what we would call accidents at times. And there's also, with the same issue, laundry. After a while, it's very, very difficult to get the urine smell out of the laundry. Comforters, blankets. There were days, and this is not an exaggeration, where I did 5, upwards of 7 loads of laundry a day on just trying to remove urine. They didn't talk about that at the doctor's either. In fact, one time I asked the neurologist, I said, this is medically necessary, all this equipment for controlling these urinary issues. Is there a script or anything? And she kind of looked at me like, well, I never heard of anyone needing a script for that. She wasn't mean, she was nice, but it kind of threw her off, like I was off my rocker for asking. Again, I know I can't be the only one. There's caregivers all over the country that's just a small part of it. You can't make money, but you're spending a lot of money trying to be the caretaker, right? I did get a bedside commode, which she had for the last year of life. And I think it got used twice. Dementia patients, they get confused. That wasn't something she's had her whole life, so trying to introduce something new at the end of life confused her greatly. Let's start off talking about the expense. Okay? Towards it, I'd say a little over a year ago, I was spending about $25 a week on pull-ups. They were a backup, just in case there was an emergency. And that grew over the last year. And I would say the last 6 months, and I know this seems like a lot, but I did the math, and I was spending approximately $70 a week on diapers, on pads, on pull-ups. I went through a lot. You know, that's what, $280 a month on just that part of being a caretaker. Again, the good, the bad, the ugly, things people don't talk about. It puts a strain on your wallet. So you don't feel like you're alone. We'll backtrack to the first time I had a real issue, not an accident, a real issue, was about a year ago. I was taking Mom on a trip. We were going out of state. We had plans to visit some family. And I had my granddaughters with me. And I was getting ready to pull over for a bathroom break. As I announced to everybody in what we call the Nana bus, anyone got to use the restroom? Mom adamantly said, nope, I'm good. Yep, so I pull off of the expressway, come to the first traffic light, and I turned, pulled into a gas station. Got the girls out, went around to get my mom out, and she refused. She refused to get out of the vehicle until she was done going to the bathroom. Again, what do you do? What do you do at that moment? I know it was her confusion. She was confused about, she knew I was pulling over and so that we could use the restroom, but she was confused about what she was supposed to do. So she proceeded to confuse my vehicle seats with a toilet. And my mom was tiny at the end. She had lost a lot of weight, but even as a tiny lady, how do you get somebody out of a vehicle that doesn't want to get out of a vehicle? Do they talk about this at your doctor's appointments? Do they give you ideas or suggestions on how to deal with it? That whole ordeal, it was like a 2-hour ordeal. Trying to get my mother cleaned up in a gas station bathroom, because it's all that was available to us. Cleaned up and changed and back on the road. That was my first big issue. Fast forward to this year and, it got increasingly worse. And as I mentioned, Mom was a very tiny lady. So the briefs, the pull-ups, even if you bought them from the store, they came in small, medium. They didn't come in small. Well, a small medium was way too big to go around her legs. And I know there's a lot of tiny dementia patients out there. So that creates more leaking, which creates more changing. I do think a couple things that help besides the bedside commode is purchase your briefs online. Sometimes I found small on Amazon. Most times they were out of stock, which again tells me that's an issue a lot of people are having, right? Also the bed pads, double, triple them. Sometimes you can get away with not having to wash the sheets every single quarter of the day. There's also a laundry urine odor remover product that you add to the laundry to help with removing the odor. That does help, but it doesn't eliminate it. I've got a very sensitive, I got a canine sniffer, and I can smell it, and it improved, but it didn't make it go away. I found adding a little vinegar actually does a little bit better of a job, but I have not found anything that makes it go away completely. If you know a hack, please let us all know so we can, again, get through this journey together. Anyways, my reclaiming life. Yesterday I decided to make some little wooden pumpkins with the girls out of 4x4s. I'll post a little clip, and I hope this finds you all well. You're not alone. I'll see you next time. You can paint your faces.
I paint over it.
Yeah, paint inside the lines.
So can I get out of the line?
It's your pumpkin, baby. You can make it however you want.
Okay. I know. Black. This is hard. On my eyebrows. Money, green, money, money, and then money.
guys are doing a good job.
I did my best.